Paul M. Pagan in 2003 was planning on going to the anime convention Anime Central, more colloquially known as ASEN, as Zack from FF7. But as fate would have it, his shirt and pants got messed up, so he couldn't wear them after all. But not wanting to pass up the chance to cosplay at a con, because who doesn't cosplay at conventions, he asked his sister, who told him, well, you can just wear this box and just say you're a Gundam. So, wearing his Zack pants and shirt underneath the box, as you can see faintly in this picture. But of course, when he got to the con itself, nobody knew who he was. So one of his friends wrote the now famous words Gundam on the box, originally messing it up and making the first G a 6, and then turning it into the thrusters on his back. And then during that con, he was inundated with people coming up to him for pics, and even some people even asked for his autograph. Not knowing what to sign, he said, well, you can just sign my box's flaps. And then after that con, he went to the US Navy where he got enlisted, and of course, couldn't get online as much. But of course, there was a story brewing, and little did he know, on the other side of the world, on the Japanese image hosting site Paya, on October 13th, 2003, the famous pic of his cosplay was finally posted. And originally, it was derided and widely mocked for its supposedly terrible cosplay and his rather stern expression, then making its way over to other Gundam fan sites, and where it really blew up was on Nichan and Futaba channel, even reaching trace parts of Western otaku hubs, where it was seen as rather cringe and lame, and put on a few cosplay fail or cringe comps of the time. But this would all change though, once the Japanese art site Pixiv and Danboru saw the cosplay. It quickly gained an unironic following, with Paul gaining heaps of fan art and even having their own box cosplays, doing the now iconic pose and stern face expression. Funnily enough though, around 2004 and 5, Box Gundam actually started to become more beloved, genuinely, instead of just ironic cringe. The sites that once derided the Box Gundam, calling it cringe and lame, were now organizing full Box Gundam meetups with other Nichan users, and even some having their own Box Gundam OCs, which is pretty cool. But in March 2007, a Japanese comedian organized their own Box Gundam meetup to shoot a parody for the commercial, then exclusive PS3 game, Dynasty Warriors Gundam. But the video is now, I think, lost media, as it is privated on the YouTube channel on October 29, 2007. Now let's flash forward a few years to June 2009. The late night show, The Net Star, highlighted the now massively iconic meme of the Box Gundam, with one of the hosts even wearing her own Box Gundam cosplay and doing the classic pose and iconic stern face. And in that same year, a cardboard cutout of Box Gundam Man was seen in the Akiba shopping strip. And the best part of all this, though, was that Paul Pagan, the original Box Gundam cosplayer, had no idea of his newfound fame and his now iconic status in nerd or otaku culture. Of course, as mentioned, due to his enlistment in the US Navy. And when asked if he still had the legendary original box, he said that yes, he does have it, and it still has all the signatures signed on it from all those years ago. And at the time of him asking, it was coming up on the 10th year anniversary of the meme, and he really wanted to recreate the pose all these years later. And speaking of, it's actually almost 20 years, literally next year for the anniversary. If I could, I would love to see if I could arrange an interview with him and see what he thinks of his now famous and pretty much immortal status in otaku and cosplay fandom. And thanks for watching, everyone. If you're here, chances are you like internet or Japanese related content. So click on this where I talk about Japanese internet slang.